said so long, carry on, 'cause the devil wants to take me for a ride.
We're here, we're queer, and the Taliban is gonna fear. Welcome. I know it's been a little bit. I apologize. My microphone broke. I had every intention of giving you guys a podcast last week, and then my microphone broke. I was on the road, been running around New England doing shows. I also realized that my podcast with Jason took a couple days for you guys to see, because apparently I wrote cocky in the description. I said America needs to get back to being cocky, and Apple Podcasts took that to meaning cock, as in a big, fat, hard, throbbing one, and they wouldn't release it. I was wondering why there was virtually no downloads, and that's when I realized that. Anyway, here I am. I'm here. Don't worry. We're back. My microphone new guy seems to be working. Hope this is not a running thread with this type of mic. Anyway, it's some interviews. I have another one coming out. I have been contacted, get your act together with Mike Bain, by a company that makes stuff for your dick. I'm going to be interviewing their CEO. They have also sent me some products to try out in hopes that maybe we can work something out. I might end up with a sponsor. I might be able to pass some deals on to you guys. That hopefully, because God, they said, Mike Bain, you look like a piece of shit who likes to bang random women. Or your fan base looks like a bunch of people who need some help with their dicks. Anyway, his company, I spoke with a woman at the company who works directly for their CEO, and they sent me a package full of dick sprays and dick pills and other dick-related things that'll make your dick hard and let you last long. Make you more sensitive. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Because that is the sort of company that could work with me. I can't see myself being someone who's working with, let's say, a florist. I don't know how long anyone would do that. I am not, there is something beautiful about just being in this position of nothing to lose. I put out a video just the other day that was, I will admit, it is somewhat callous. I made a joke about people flee. The joke is about Spirit Airlines. It just uses what happened in Kabul airport as a vector for that, okay? Now, I'm not getting a lot of positive responses. Some people have texted me and said it was funny, but you're not saying it publicly, and that's fine. I've got quite a bit of angry messages over, but that is on me. I have brought that upon myself. I was not trying to necessarily... I wasn't trying to be an edgelord. I have this new rule now that if I have an idea and it's funny, I do it. And I just deal with the repercussions, whether that be people saying, hey, Mike, your shit ain't funny. And some people said, do you really think there's something funny about what's happening right now in Afghanistan? And yeah, honestly, I do. I kind of fucking do. I'm sorry. All right. I wasn't hoping to get into Afghanistan this early, but it is kind of fucking funny. Okay, it is. Is it not funny? Is it not funny that the most powerful military empire in human history for 20 years has been fighting a radical group of assholes called the Taliban, and that America created with the CIA in the 80s by arming the Muad'Din and radicalizing them. We helped radicalize them when the Soviet Union invaded in the 80s as a way to get back at the Soviet Union for arming the Viet Cong and financing the Viet Cong. And then they turned around and fucked us over by giving a place for the 9/11 hijackers to train. And then we went in there and we said, we're going to fuck you up. And, for 20 years, America, with the most technologically advanced military empire ever fought. And then we were like, all right, uncle, we're out. And our military generals and whatnot said it's going to take about 6 months for Kabul to fall. And it fucking fell in like 48 hours. And honestly, dude, they didn't even have to fire a shot. It's not as if the Taliban didn't just roll in and storm the city, and they just walked right the fuck in. Which showed that the people of Afghanistan, by and large, would rather the Taliban than what we gave them. We basically offered them our version of Western society and all that came with it, and they kind of said, nah, I'm good. All right, at a certain point, and I have heard plenty of stories from friends of mine who've been in Afghanistan, Army soldiers, Marines, and they will tell you that the Afghan military that they trained had no interest in what they were doing. They didn't care. And many of them actually were Taliban fighters. I do feel terrible for the people of Afghanistan. That is a fucked up situation. It sucks. It sucks, man. It really, especially if there's a picture of the Taliban. There's videos of them coming out and directing traffic now. They're fucking riding go-karts and bumper cars. And it is like, who would have thought this is how radical Islam gets implemented? With bumper cars, baby. Who says the Taliban don't like to have fun? Huh? Do they have fun the same way as we do? Nah, they don't have strip clubs, but they love Mickey Mouse just like anyone else. Fucking Jesus. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Dude, American foreign policy. Wow. And this is, and for the record, guys, you can't dump this one on Biden. There's a lot of people blaming Biden right now, and a lot of people defending Biden who would have trashed Trump had he done it. This had to happen. You had to pull out. Okay? You ever fucking... Yeah, well, do you have a fuck? Huh? Hopefully you do, because I'm going to give you guys some dick pills. And then and you come inside a lady, and you go, I got to pull out. I can't leave this in here forever. It's not working anymore. I went soft. And when you pull out, that a whole lot of mess is going to come up with it. And you're like, I didn't put a towel under her. So I'm about to fuck up my sheets. And you're like, I don't want to fuck up my sheets. But it's like, Mike, you already did the deed, dude. You did the deed. All right, you don't have there's nothing within reach and distance. Pull out, and guess what? Your sheets are gonna be messy. It's on you. We've fucked up another country, dude. There is no pulling out of imperialism and not having horrible things happen. The UK tried to do this thing, a soft landing from imperialism. You can't. Imperialism is evil. So there's no walking out. It's like a relationship where you cheated on someone. You just don't get to walk away and feel good about yourself. Nah, you can walk away, and you need to walk away because you did something terrible. But you made a mess, and you can and should feel like shit. And a lot of people are just now for the first time getting angry. And guys, we've been kind of killing people here for 20 plus fucking years. It didn't just happen now. And what really sucks is it's not a lot of people that are angry are only angry because it's somebody on the other team. But we have been doing this war thing, whether we destroyed Iraq, we destroyed Afghanistan, and we destroyed Libya. You know what's funny is we've actually destroyed Afghanistan the least out of the countries we've destroyed. We destroyed Yemen as well, and Syria. But the country we destroyed the worst was Libya, and that is never in the news. They are literally having slave auctions on the daily in Libya. Slave auctions. And, oh, man. But it's all right, guys. We gave them democracy and capitalism. It's okay. Hey, as long as those slaves get to vote, just not on their freedom. That's... Oh, man. There's a lot of people who will justify Iraq because it was a Republican who started it. There's a lot of people that will justify Libya because it was a Democrat. And if there's one thing the Republicans and Democrats have in common, they both love blowing up brown kids on the far side of the world. Neither of them care. And if you only care when it's one of your teammates that does it, you're part of the fucking problem. And truth is, I'm actually really, really happy with what Biden did, and I think he's handled this really well. I really do. I've read what he said about how we shouldn't be nation building, and we shouldn't, and how at a certain point America needs to leave, and he's right. All right? I was happy when Trump tried to pull us out of Syria. I'm happy when Biden's pulling us out now. It's awful, but you gotta pull out. We can't be at war for eternity. And what you got to realize is that it's not even our presidents, dude. It's the military-industrial complex. It's the deep state. It doesn't matter who our president is, whether it's Trump saying he wants to end foreign wars or another president trying to redirect them. At the end of the day, the powers that be, the president doesn't walk in and start telling people what to do. The president walks in and goes, "This is what I want to do." And they go, "Hey, this is what you're going to do." And he's like, "What?" And they go, they go, "Dude, what do you think? You're in charge? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, you little bitch." Oh, man, I wish I could see a video of that when a president walks in and thinks he's in charge and someone just walks over and slaps his ass and goes, just like flicks him in the dick, just walks up to Trump, Biden, fucking Obama, Bush, whoever it is, and gives him a fucking dick flip, flicks and goes, what do you think? You're making decisions around here, big boy? Shut the fuck up. Come on, dude. What do you think? You think that dumb Bush actually planned out Iraq? No. I feel terrible. I feel terrible with what's going on. My heart goes out to people who've been getting screwed over by this. I hope what does kill me a lot of you can look at this and go, man, our federal government is a bloated, abusive beast that just hurts people for money. And then apply that to our domestic policy. Because we aren't evil in foreign policy and the good guys at domestic policy, or vice versa. All right? So don't tell me to trust the guys that have ruined all these other countries as if they're not doing the same here. God damn, man. It is... I saw videos of the Taliban. It's not even the Taliban, dude. It just goes to show you that your average human being doesn't care about politics. All they want to do is make some money, play with their pecker, and with some nice dick spray that fucking dick wherever you. Once I get it, I'll that's how I'm upset. I will send some dick spray to the Taliban, and we'll calm everything down. Okay, they'll trade me some opium. The average person will weather any storm and just wants to have their business, make some money, have a wife, have some kids, and go about their day. Because as soon as the Taliban came in, businesses just started covering up the posters of women advertising. They just started covering. And it wasn't like it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like they were like, oh no. You could just see them going, all right. It was like a storm. It was the way in Florida you see a small business cover up their windows, or a business in Oregon cover up their windows before an Antifa riot. They were just like, all right, this is, they weren't, oh, woe is me. And that's kind of something the U.S. media is trying to portray, is that the people there are like, oh no, the people there are just like, yeah, whatever. It's business as usual. The imperialist power is here, whether, it was Britain 100 years ago, the Soviet Union in the 80s, America for the past 20 years, and then you're gone. And it's back to the local warlords and its regime change. We forget that these are hardy people. And in parts of the world, your governments just collapse and a new one shows up. And you go, all right, new set of rules. But it's back to, I still got to sell tomatoes, dude. What do you think? That just because the Taliban's here, I don't got to sell tomatoes? Now I'm just selling tomatoes, and while I'm doing it, I'm just going, hey, wouldn't you love to smash an adulterous bitch in the face with a tomato? and then Americans come, and you're like, hey, want some tomatoes? Some tomatoes for some nice pizza pie, because you want pizza, New York style pizza, just like an American. And the Taliban comes back and you go, hey, you want some tomatoes to throw at a bitch in a burqa? Oh man, I think we're soft as fuck here, and we don't realize that the Afghani people, as hard as it's gonna be, like these people stood in the face of a multi-trillion-dollar empire. We spend more on our military than the next 5 nations below us. That's Russia, China, UK, France. I'm not sure who else is 5th. And maybe it's Germany. But combined. India, it doesn't matter. Spend more on our military than the next 5 to 6 militaries beneath us. And these guys who live in caves and eat goats and fuck boys, that's what they do that. That is, and each other. So it's, for the record, for those of you that go, oh, they're going to be mean towards the LGBTQ, kind of, but they also have sex with each other. They do. It is, if you talk with someone who's been to Afghanistan, so Afghanistan got conquered by Alexander the Great and his Macedonians and Greeks during the, is it early or late? So because the clock is ticking down, I don't know how to say it, but like around the 320s BC, Alexander went out, conquered, blah, 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 went all the way to Egypt. and he made like a Greco-Bactrian state in Afghanistan. Only got to really kind of do it, actually. And one thing they took from the Greeks is a hearty love for sodomy. And the Pakistanis do this too. I watched a documentary on this, and it's horrific, but because women are often kept at home, they do a lot of boy love and a lot of man-on-man love. And I don't see dudes in Afghanistan douching very well. I picture a lot of hairy bums with a lot of stinky dingleberries. So, man. Oh, dude, I imagine that a San Francisco bathhouse doesn't get down and dirty just like a bunch of guys in a cave in Kandahar province. Anyway, all right, I've spent enough time on this. I imagine that it's a. I think that we view this through a horrific lens, and it is terrible. I'm not saying it isn't, but as Americans, the thought of our government collapsing is something that we just go, we have no idea what to do, because we're like a dog that has literally sat on the couch our whole lives, and the idea of what if our owner leaves, whereas Afghanistan, they're like a dog that gets thrown out every other week, and they're like, all right, man, I'll fucking go eat from that dumpster. And we're like, oh no, and they're like, well, I know the dumpsters, dude. There's some pretty good food behind Applebee's. Just saying, they really seem to, they are stronger than we are in so many ways. And shit, man, I wish them the best. And whatever happens, I hope they can find their own destiny on their own 2 feet. Without Pakistani intervention, American intervention, Chinese intervention, Russian intervention, Iranian intervention. And Afghanistan made by Afghanis. And the truth of the matter is, we may not like what that looks like. We may not like what they decide for themselves, because of the values that they have are not in line with our values. But it's not our place to point our finger and say, I don't like. We can sit back and go, hey, I don't agree with that, but it is what it is. Their value system is not ours. Okay? Just you ever go over someone's house and you watch them put ketchup on a hot dog, or God forbid, mayonnaise on a hot dog, and you go, I don't agree with this. And they go, well, it's my house. And if I want to put mayo on my hot dog and sit on it, that's my prerogative. And you go, I didn't know you were sitting on it, Jerry. That's, Jesus fucking Christ. I just thought you were eating it. I didn't know you were fucking blasting your butt with this hot dog. Well, that's Jerry's house, and it's Jerry's rules. And if Jerry wants to sodomize himself with a fucking hot dog, then that's his business. All right? And if you don't like it, don't fucking go over Jerry's house. And Jerry shouldn't come over your house and tell you to fucking put hot dogs up your butt. I don't want the Taliban coming to my country and telling me what to do here. And so I shouldn't be going to their country and telling them what to do over there. There are countries in this world who have different values than we do, and different cultures, and different ways of thinking. We don't all have the same way of thinking, and we need to get to terms with that. All right? We tried. We America, you tried, and they said, we don't want your culture. We don't want Netflix, dude. We'll take the bumper cars. We'll take the bumper cars, but we'll take the roller coasters, but we don't want the Kardashians. Keep that shit. We don't want that. We do not want Caitlyn Jenner. We do not. Holy shit, how awesome would it be if there was a Taliban Caitlyn Jenner? There was just a I wonder how that would go down. Like, would they put Caitlyn in a burqa? Or would they just deny her womanhood and let her fucking go out and be a member and shoot motherfuckers. I don't. Oh my God. How hilarious would it be if there was a trans Taliban? Wouldn't it? It's just so fucking... All right. I've been on this enough. Anyway. All right. There's other stuff going on in the world. I have been doing shows and... Oh, let me just say thank you. Sorry. The podcast is all backwards. It's been a little while. Kind of sleep deprived. I've been working very hard as of late. I honestly have. I'm kind of punch drunk right now. And thank you to everyone who came out to support me in my show. I really appreciate all of you. I fucking do. I appreciate all that. I was headlining at Nick's in Boston. I appreciate you guys. It was me, Kyle McNally, Jason Cordova, Shyam, and all those guys brought the heat. I appreciate them. I appreciate you. I've had a fun run of shows. I've been really busy. Was doing some stuff. I've been doing stuff in Maine and Mass and New Hampshire and all over Rhode Island. And I did a show. In New Hampshire, and it's so funny what comedy is, because I was literally doing a show in a theater, and the next night I was doing a show for more money at an RV park up in Ossipee, like deep up in New Hampshire. And I got lost in the RV park, and oh my God, like this place was a maze. It was just a maze of RVs, and apparently there were 2 RV parks in the park, and no one told me where to go. I'm the only. They changed the call time to 6:30 from 8, so it's bright. It's bright out. We're doing stand-up. You don't do comedy when the sun is blaring, okay? And it's outside. And I show up. I can't find anyone. I'm early, and I'm still trying to find the place. I go to when you go to these campgrounds, there'll be like a check-in place, and I show up and I go, yeah, I'm a comedian. I'm here for the comedy show, and I don't know where it is, guys. And they go, oh, that's up in the Bluffs. That's a separate gated part of the RV park. And I go, oh. And they go, yeah, but that's for people who live in the Bluffs. That's not for people on the other side of the park, you know? Like, and they literally sized me up, and they were going, yeah, that is not for you, shitface. That is, you are not Bluffs material, buddy. You are too white trash for the Bluffs. And an RV park is just a trailer park where people vacation. That's all it is. I don't get these places. There are these things up in New England called RV parks. They're just trailer parks that people vacation in. That's all they are. They're just trailer parks where people vacation, and they treat them like trailer parks because they just go there with their kids, and they let their kids run around and break shit and heckle us at the comedy shows, and they get absolutely blackout fucking drunk and get sunburned and bitten by mosquitoes and dude, there's a trail behind this RV park with a little mountain, 940 feet. I don't know if that's high enough for a mountain. It's called a mountain. And I climb it before the show, and I'm the only one there. I go. There is a park filled with people, and you fucking assholes came up here to be in the woods, and you've done nothing to be in the woods. You were literally sitting there. They're RVs. I'm not calling them RVs. I'm calling them trailers. I'm sick of this pretending you're not in a trailer park. Decked out. They have Netflix. They have outside TVs. They got fridges outside. They have done everything in their power to somehow be outside, but pretend they're not outside. These guys are the worst. And I love that this place segregated itself. They created a trailer park for the lesser thans, and then a higher up elite trailer park with a tennis court and a pool. They had a pool. I was So the woman goes, that's for people who live in the bluffs. And I go, yeah, I'm performing on the show. She goes, oh, all right, go up to the intercom. We'll let you in. I go up there. I get lost. I can't find my way. I'm driving around, and I'm asking everyone is just giving me the dirtiest looks as I drive around in my 98 Honda Civic. Just no one is friendly. I'm waving at people, and they are just mean mugging me, just grilling me. And I stop to ask this Indian guy, and I go, hey, buddy, do you know where the clubhouse is? And he just kind of looks. I figured maybe the Indian guy, he's probably used to all the white people being like, what are you doing here, Indian motherfucker? And he just looks at me with down his nose and goes, he has this thick Indian accent. He goes, I can't fucking do it, man. He goes, he goes, oh, you missed the turn. Go down the hill. And you take a right, and then a left, and then a right, and then a left. And I go, oh, fuck, I'm not remembering that one. And then as I'm talking to him, his neighbor just is mean mugging me. And I look at his neighbor, and I wave at him. Because I don't mean mug back. I just happily smile and wave. Because I know that pisses him off even more. And then I turn around, and I'm going 30 miles an hour, and some group of people are screaming, slow down! Slow down! Is there anything funnier than the person who screams slow down at someone going down the street? Oh, my mom used to do that. As if they hear you. Slow down! Slow down! Ah. Slow down! Oh, man. And I finally get there, and there isn't a sound system. It has to be set up. We're in a tent. They are in their go-karts. And everyone at these trailer parks gets go-karts, and they deck them out. They spend more money on their go-karts than I do on my car. And they pull up, and one person parks 20 feet from the stage, and the rest park 100 feet from the stage. And I go, I fucking hate you all. I hate you all. And I watched the first comic go up, and it was like watching someone go to the gallows, man. And I went up. I got to give them credit. They like the dirty stuff, but they were very much. And I go, oh, you guys from Massachusetts? Because normally these trailer parks are filled with massholes. And they go, they got it. They were like, no, we're from New Hampshire. And I go, you're from New Hampshire, and you decided to go camping in New Hampshire at an RV. And they're looking at me like I'm a hunk of garbage. And I go, I live in a house, fuckface. You live in a... Oh, my God. Oh, it was so fun. Honestly, it was fun. It was like, there's something fun to me about a really bad comedy show. I don't know what it is. I've learned to just enjoy it. God, were they fucking awful. They weren't that bad. The whole system was awful. And whatever, man. I had fun. I got paid. They liked my dirty stuff. I went clean on them, and they didn't enjoy that. And as soon as I talked about... There's something about... I always talk about sex in a marriage and how women don't fuck their husbands, and women love it because they just do. They sit there and they laugh in their husband's face about how they don't give them blowjobs and pussy. And the poor bastards just sit there like fucking eunuchs. I'm just like, you poor sons of bitches. Oh, man. Oh, dude, anyway, I don't know. And you know what? Whenever I'm in those situations, I remind myself how good I have it. I go, Mike... Someone's paying you to talk. You know how lucky you are? I don't ever think to myself, oh, man, look at... I go, you know what, dude? You're getting paid money right now to talk. Fucking A. So do it. And have fun. And give these people as good of a fucking show as you can. And people came up and they were like, tough crowd, huh? And I go, I've done worse. And like, really? And I go, yes, I have done so much worse. This wasn't that bad. And one young kid comes up to me and he goes, "Hey man, I thought you did great. What's your Instagram?" I go, "Yeah, Mike Bain Comedy." He goes, "Oh man," he goes, "Hey, don't worry, they're all almost dead anyway." And I go, "Jesus man, I didn't say that." Anyway, what else is going on in the world, huh? Americans, why are you guys so pissed off about the Olympics? Why do we care about the Olympics now? As Americans, isn't our whole thing that we just hate the Olympics? Americans are supposed to just watch the Olympics. If we win, we tell everyone, "Fuck you, suck my dick, I'm better than you." And if we lose, we say, "Fuck you, suck my dick, I'm better than you." I don't care. The Olympics are gay. That's what America does. Simone Biles? Basically, a lady in the Olympics, in gymnastics, said that she needed to quit because she dropped out because of mental health. And America didn't win gold. And everyone is flipping out over, she left because of mental health. And I go, yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking... You're a grown adult man who's complaining about gymnastics. The only people who like gymnastics are either gay, women into gymnastics, or pedophiles. That's it. You should not be this invested in gymnastics, whether it is at a high school level or an Olympic level. Okay? I am no more creeped out by the guy who takes high school gymnastics seriously than the guy who takes Olympic level gymnastics seriously. I'm not, man. I'm not. Just everyone just attacking this chick. Who cares? Let her go. I get it. I get that the younger generation is kind of obsessed with mental health. And some of that is because they are fucked up, man. We are seeing the products of a society where people grow up without friends, without face-to-face contact, without strong family ties. And it's fucking them up, dude. So, yeah, have a little sympathy. Mental health is worse than it's ever been because we lack spirituality and family ties, but also there is a certain amount of, there is a pussiness going on. I'm not going to lie. There's a big fat pussiness going on where people just kind of cop out to shit with mental health. All right, there is a lot of, there's a lot of people out there who won't talk to me on the phone because they go, or who won't interact with me in person, and they go, I just have bad anxiety. And I'll go, yeah, well, fucking deal with it. I also have bad anxiety. I also deal with depression, but that doesn't mean that I don't have to be a person. I love the idea of anxietying my way out of responsibilities, out of social obligations. Dude, just say, Mike, I don't want to talk to your fucking fat, freckled face. Just say that, and I'll go, you know what? All right, that makes sense. I get it. Sometimes I don't want to look at my fucking freckled face. I get it. I get it, dude. I get it. Back to cancel culture, baby. Hey, and if you're flipping out at Simone, and don't be one of those people who, is trying to cancel Simone because you don't like what she's doing, because that just makes you like the other people that you don't like, you dingleberry. All right? Cuomo's getting canceled, and you know what? Fuck Cuomo. Oh, man. If anyone deserves it, it's him. It's a fucking... Oh, man. I love that Cuomo just came out and said, I'm not a pervert, I'm just Italian. Dude, wouldn't it be great if we could just blame our moral deficiencies on our heritage? I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just Irish. I actually tried to use that one before. I'm not a pederast diddler who fucks little boys. I'm just Afghani. Oh man. Oh, I'm not I'm not a repeat gang rapist. I'm just Indian. I don't have a terrible fashion sense. I'm just Persian. Oh, man. Oh. I got to give it to him, man. Just 11 women. Just Cuomo is giving freaks and kinks a bad name, and I don't like that. He's walking around with his pierced nipples. I like freaky and kinky stuff too, Cuomo. And Cuomo could just use his power to fuck women. He could. He doesn't have to do that. He could just go on Tinder, Cuomo. You just go bang these Cuomo sexuals. Cuomo could bang all these liberal women who have been up his dick hole throughout COVID. And he just, instead of doing that, he goes for what does... It's just so... It really is just... It's disheartening, man. There's so many guys, when they can get pussy, still go for what they can't have. That readily available ass somehow loses itself to them like a drug. It's like heroin or alcohol. It's like the Guns N' Roses song. I used to do a little, then a little couldn't do it, so a little got more and more. I wonder, is that what Cuomo sings to himself? Oh man, I used to fuck pussy and the pussy couldn't do it, so now I gotta grab your titties. Is that what diddlers like Bob Dylan? God damn it, dude, Bob Dylan. It just come out that Bob Dylan groomed a 12-year-old. Oh my God, what the? Oh my God, am I the last man in America that ain't a diddler? Why? You know what's funny about what happened in Afghanistan is we traded one group of elitist kid fuckers, aka the American elite political class, for another group of kid fuckers. Now it's just the Taliban. You know, the only difference is one of them is into women's rights and the other one isn't. That's the only difference, dude. Oh my God, Bob. Guys, if you look into this. Led Zeppelin, all the guys that you really loved, they were all doing it, man. And I don't mean with... Bob, was 16 not old enough? What happened, buddy? You couldn't cut the line off at 15? You went for 12? 12 fucking years? 12, Bob Dylan. Fuck you, Bob Dylan. Jesus. What happened, Bob? She's not even a... What happened, Bob? You saw a 13-year-old and you were like, I don't know, man. Muff's a little too furry for me, dude. Jesus. Bob, you piece of fucking garbage. Now, it's an accusation. But I don't believe you, Bob. I think you did it. I think you did. I think you did. And it's like, Bob, you had the world at your fingertips. And you know why I think you did? Because Chris D'Elia did it too. Because Drake has been doing it. Guys, what is 23-year-old pussy not good enough? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what, Mike? Is this what maybe it's good that I don't have... Is this just what happens? I'm just blown away, man. I'm sorry. I hope this podcast isn't dark. I think it's funny. It's just, what? Here's my thing, okay? I talk about how people don't need to be canceled. Fucking Bob Dylan needs to be canceled, as does Andrew Cuomo. I'm not against outright cancel culture. The problem is that the guys that really need to be canceled often don't get it. And everyone just flips out over some nonsense like DaBaby. DaBaby apologized 3 fucking times and he's still done. And I looked over what he said again. He just said, put your phones in the air if you don't have HIV or AIDS. Imagine if he said, don't put your phones in the air if he said, you don't have COVID. You'd love him. I don't know, man. The guy's like, hey, have safe sex. But somehow, because we pretend like HIV and AIDS isn't specific to the gay community, and it is. It's not a straight disease, guys. I'm sorry. It just isn't. Unless you use needles. And the gay community knew that, and it's not even a lesbian disease. Lesbians don't get it, and everyone flipped out, and they're still hunting him. And he apologized, and you realize it's not. They don't want you to reform. These same people who want prison reform, who say that prison should be about reforming a person, they just want to destroy you because you made them feel bad. And I realize the reason someone like Cuomo or the reason a guy like Bob Dylan won't get canceled as hard is because Bob Dylan didn't make someone feel bad. Well, he did. He made some 12-year-old girl at some point feel really bad. Okay, so, but he didn't make you out there with your soft-ass emotions feel bad. DaBaby said something that made some bitch-ass person who can't control their emotions feel bad. And instead of looking in the mirror and saying, hey, why does some random person having an opinion I don't like make me act a fool? They go, I'm going to destroy this guy's life because I can't control my emotions. I know I talked about this with Jason, but it's just, God, that's what cancel culture is. It's not, hey, you fucked up. It's, hey, you made me feel bad. Okay? That's why some people who do terrible things don't get canceled. Because they just did something terrible to a person. And if it's not your group of people, you don't care. Alright? You don't care. We're going to cancel you. Like, Chris D'Elia's coming back. Why don't, because Chris D'Elia didn't say something homophobic. I guarantee you if Chris D'Elia had come out, if Chris D'Elia had been messaging 16 and 17-year-olds and just being like, faggot, I guarantee he'd be fully canceled. He'd be done. Instead, he was just like, hey, 16-year-old girl, wanna fuck? And now he's fine. He's just, oh my God. If he had been texting 16-year-olds and being like, and calling them racial slurs, if Chris D'Elia was just sending his 16-year-old black fans Snapchats of him in blackface, fucking over. I'm sorry, I'm just picturing Chris D'Elia in hyper offensive blackface and just sending it to his face and saying woogie boogie. All right, Michael. Wow. All right. Get it together. All right. Pull it in there. But instead of trying, oh my God, I'm not high. I'm not high. I'm just exhausted and dead sober. Wow. All right. All right. Cool. Let's pull it together. Wow. All right. Whew. Chris D'Elia's just sending Snapchats to his Asian fans, and he's pulling his eyes fucking tight and going, "Oh, hello, fucking." All right, that's enough, Michael. All right. No, that would get Chris D'Elia canceled because then you would get offended because it would affect you. Okay, but instead, Chris D'Elia was, and he's back. He's back because he's just trying to, because, somehow we always excuse fucking being a piece of sexual garbage. I don't know. People get mad and then they let it go. I don't get it. Excuse me, I'm sorry if I sniffle. It's gross. I'm trying to avoid it. I don't know what's going on. My allergies have gone through the fucking roof. They're performing outside in go-karts. It's gross. I'm sorry. Anyway, Matt Damon got canceled. Here we go. Here's another one. Here's an undeserved canceling. Matt Damon tried to explain how he had growth as a human being. Which you just don't do. Because people just aren't. Most people are really dumb. I'm sorry, guys, but most people are really dumb and they don't understand intellectual nuance. And Matt Damon talked about how he was having supper with his kid, his 11-year-old daughter. I don't know, she's like a preteen, a young teenager. And he said faggot. I don't know if he called, I guarantee you, he said fag at the table, at the supper table, and he tried to play it off because he goes, "Oh, in my 2011 movie Stuck on You, where I was a Siamese twin, the Foley Brother movie, he calls his brother a fag for playing music that was kind of, I don't know, soft." And I remember that part of the movie, and I was like, "Oh wow, I'm surprised they put this in here." Even though for 2011 you can get away with that, but anyway, he goes, "Oh, I was just using a line from my movie. You hack, you said it, Matt. Okay, you just said it." And he explained how his daughter went to her room and she wrote an essay on why that's a hurtful word, and then gave it to him. And if I was Matt, and my daughter said something goofy, and I was like, "You fag," and then she came back with an essay she wrote in her room explaining why. I think Matt just said it at the table. I don't know. He said he didn't call her, but just imagine being Matt Damon's daughter and he calls you that. Anyway, she brings him back an essay. If I was Matt Damon, I would be like, "Wow, now you're definitely a fag." You wrote me an essay? You want to put some glitter on it, you bitch? You pussy. You're gonna send me an angry tweet, you sissy. I'm sorry. Anyway, all right. So Matt tried to do this thing where he talked about how he evolved. And he goes, she wrote him an essay and she brought it out. And he goes, "That's it, kid. I'm retiring the F word from my vocabulary. You changed me with your essay." And everyone came out and said, "Matt, you're a piece of fucking garbage. I can't believe you've been saying this all this time." They went after him. They went after Matt super hard. They really did. And that's the thing, is that if you try and explain that you've had growth, no one cares. No, people don't want reform. They don't want redemption. They just want blood. And I've seen this so often on these Twitter gangs that hunt people down and just trash them video after video. The supposed righteous. I've realized that whether it be right-wing Christians or right-wing Islamists, whether it be Soviet communists or Marxists, or whether it be a struggle session had by radical leftists like Jim Jones' crew or any other cult, where you rip into someone, you as a group, and this Jim Jones' cult used to do this. They would as a group get together and single someone out and just, before Twitter, man, or before social media, destroy them. just in this gross fury of just a group preying on another human being for some false justified ill. It is a gross thing, but it's a human thing, and it's not new. And it's just amplified because of social media and the society we live in. And if you catch yourself doing it, take a second and realize, is this person really a piece of shit? Or am I just a pussy who won't go to therapy and control my emotions? It's on me, dude. If someone comes out tomorrow and says Mike Bain's a stupid, freckled, ginger cunt, I go, maybe I am a stupid, freckled, ginger cunt. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe fuck you. I don't know you. You don't pay my rent. You aren't my family. You don't matter. They don't matter, dude. They only matter because society told you they matter. Dude, why do you care that Matt Damon's saying bullshit behind his closed door? Why do you care what the baby said on stage? Why do you care that this chick is not doing gymnastics? If America wins a gold medal, does that bring our jobs back? Does that fix our border crisis? Is that going to stop our impending inflation? America's on the verge of a financial potential collapse. All the gold medals in the world ain't going to fix that. All the Tom Brady touchdowns aren't going to fix the fact that Boston, you can't afford to live in Boston anymore. None of it will. Speaking of football, the preseason games are back, and the Rams and Chargers their fans had a giant fight. I don't understand why LA fans, LA fans beat the shit out of each other so often. Why? Let it go. Let it go, LA. Just like there's a video, go look it up, of 5 fat fucks beating the shit out of each other. And you know what's really awful is one grown-ass woman in her 50s set it off. So often this happens where two guys are puffing their chests up, and a woman comes in and sets it off. Hits a guy, throws something. She threw a beer off this dude's face, and he didn't see who threw it, and he started swinging on dudes, and oh God, it was a disaster. And so much bloated butt cracks. And it's just the most LA thing ever. And I go, you know what? We're back. Imagine, it's just people in Afghanistan are fighting a tribal war. In Libya, they're fighting a tribal war. In Iraq, they're fighting a tribal war. In LA, we're fighting over Chargers and the Rams. No matter, what, shit ain't great here, but goddamn is it still so much better than anywhere else. Oh, well, not anywhere else. Iceland's doing better than us. But, oh, God, it's go watch it. It was, like, America's back, baby, in some ways and not others. I just, the Americans, we won't fight for our freedom. There's a vaccine passport coming in, and it's going to be used for a social credit score. And here, I'll kind of end with this, guys, because it's hard not to talk about vaccine passports, because that's coming down the pipeline. And regardless of whether you're pro or anti-vax, the vaccine passport is going to be an app on your phone. And in China, they have a social credit score where if you're not a quote-unquote good citizen, if you do things or say things or think things the government doesn't like, they reduce your credit score, and you don't get to travel, you don't get to go to the movies, you don't get to go to the supermarket, you don't get to go to the restaurant. They make it so that you are an unperson. They have created a class of untouchables, and every society wants a group of untouchables that they can blame for all their problems. The elites will blame for their problems, and the middle class will go, fuck these people, hunks of garbage. You dumb idiot who lives in a box is responsible for why I can't get a fucking mortgage. not the piece of shit who is raping my country of its wealth and resources at the top. That guy, he's the problem. And also, if you're at the bottom, they've made it so that you can no longer get a job. They can also make it so that you can't get government earnings anymore because of your social credit score. And that's the beginning of this vaccine passport. Okay? Hey, it starts off as you're unvaccinated, you can't get welfare now or unemployment now. And you can't work this job, and you can't travel to this state, and you can't get an airplane, you can't go to this festival, and when you can't do this, we're going to make life for you live in hell. And then it slowly transitions into, hey, you wrote this post that I really don't like. Because there were people who got identified from that whole January 6th thing who can't get an Uber. They've been banned from rideshare apps. They can't, look, whatever your issue is with those dudes, and you go, hey, I want legal action, that's fine. That's fine. But they can't get Uber Eats? Jesus Christ, man, I can't. I fell off a wall at the Capitol building, so I can't give myself heart disease with a Big Mac and an extra $30 charge on Uber Eats now? Like now every aspect of life has to punish me? Oh my God. So, cancel culture, we all don't need to punish people. We all don't need to be an executioner. And the person you think is fucking you over, most often ain't the person that's fucking you over. Because the same group of people that fucked Afghanistan, who fucked Iraq, and fucked Syria, and fucked Libya, and fucked Yemen, and fucked Vietnam, and fucked up Korea, and fucked up Grenada, and fucked up multiple countries throughout pretty much all of Latin America and throughout the world, who fucked up Ukraine, who fuck up this country and that country, are the same scumbags who fucked up our own country. It ain't the guy sleeping in a box on the side of the road. It ain't the guy collecting welfare. It ain't some Trump fucking dude who won't get vaccinated or makes a tweet you don't like. It ain't the celebrity that said something you don't like. It ain't Caitlyn Jenner. All right? It ain't any of the other fucking Kardashians. It ain't Matt Damon. It ain't DaBaby. It ain't, I gotta keep looking at their name because I forget, Simone. It ain't any person on the Olympic team. They're all a distraction. It ain't Tom Brady. It ain't that fan at the game who chants too loud for a team you don't like. It's your elites. It's the people, it's your political class, and it's the billionaire class. It's Jeff Bezos, and it's Bill Gates, and it's Elon Musk. They're the ones doing it to you. It's the people behind the scenes who pull the levers of your politicians, and these greedy politicians let it happen. It ain't some celebrity they put out there to take the hit. And it ain't some random motherfucker on Twitter. It ain't some, and it's usually it's not those random dudes protesting for either side. So, guys, don't be distracted. They're very good at diverting your distractions. Don't let the people who do bad things in other places get off the hook. Because they're doing bad shit right here and vice versa. Don't let them get an excuse because they're on your fucking team. Have some morals and have some ethics. And don't allow your morals and ethics to be bent because someone is on your perceived team. Be a fucking adult, dude. There you go. You gonna leave on that one, Mike? There we go. We're gonna leave after Oh, God, this podcast was all over the place. Wow, I gotta get some sleep. Anyway, guys, like I said, we're going to be talking about dick pills on here. I'm interviewing some musicians and some other very interesting people. Once again, I appreciate all of you. The world's getting crazy. It really is, and I feel it in the air, and I think most of you do too. That you just feel something weird going out there, and all I can say is this. Some days it fucks me up. Some days even I wake up and I go, dude, I don't know. The world feels every day like I'm not stepping to a better place. Like it's stepping closer to every dystopian novel I've ever read. And all I can say is, hey man, keep your shit right. Keep it tight. And be an example for people who fucking look up to you. And don't lose your courage. Don't lose your faith. And don't lose your sense of self-respect. And most of all, don't lose your morals. Your manhood isn't tested by how you're a man in soft times, in easy times and in good times. Your manhood is defined by who you are when shit gets rough. By what you do when the world gets real fucking scary. Do you cower when the enemy comes at the gates? Do you turn tail and run? Do you apologize when you've done nothing wrong? Do you do something you think is morally wrong because a group of people are telling you to do it and you're afraid because that mob is coming for you? That's where you define, that's where your character development really comes into play. So, hold fucking fast, because you ain't alone. And I know we're all made to think I'm alone, I'm the only one who feels the way I do. I feel like the walls are coming down. You ain't. You ain't alone. You ain't alone, there's other motherfuckers out there that are fucked up too. You're a part of a human race. And we're all fighting the same fucking battle at the end of the day. Most of us are, at least. Which is to keep our fucking souls in a world that's fucking crazy, man. And to not go crazy. And to think we're crazy. When our society gets crazy and it points the finger at us and goes, you're crazy. And you go, dude, I'm not crazy. I just want a world where, we don't drone strike other countries in a cyclical cycle of imperialist death and where Bob Dylan doesn't fuck kids. Okay? And I'm going to leave you on that. Guys, as always, man, I needed this and I enjoyed this. I hope you did too. Motherfuckers. There we go. All right, stay tuned. Keep your shit right. Peace out, guys. With a hood, yeah.